Hello everyone, this is Jesse Herman from Piedmont, South Dakota. Just checking in on my final video of this 90-day challenge. Today, as you might have guessed, is day 90. This has been an incredible journey. It all started when one of my team members, Tom Crow, called me up about the end of August, and he encouraged me to join or to get on one of these 90-day challenges. I had been just drinking shakes and planning on what I was going to do for 90-day challenges and using that as my 90-day challenge and not really doing anything as far as exercise with the ViSalus program. And so Tom said, "Jess, you got to take a challenge." And so September 2nd, I decided that I was going to run for time. And so my goal is to run a mile in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. And that September 2nd morning was a Sunday, and I went out and I ran a mile in 7 minutes and 8 seconds. That's the furthest, or the longest, or the continuous mile. What am I trying to say? I hadn't run a continuous mile for 18 years. That's what I'm trying to say. Since I had played basketball in high school, and so this was just a blank slate, and a really great way to test and prove this challenge. And so I decided that I would just run every day flat out. And so the next morning, Monday morning, which happened to be Labor Day, I went out and I ran a mile as fast as I could in 6 minutes and 57 seconds. But I just about killed me on that run. And so I thought there's got to be a better way. And so then I just decided that I'd just run a mile every morning for the weekdays, and then every Sunday morning I would run flat out for time. And so I did that for probably about 5 weeks, and my time got lower and lower and lower and lower, and I got down to 6:02. And I thought, shoot, I'm gonna have this. And that was probably at day 56. And I thought, I'm gonna get this challenge. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna hit my goal, no problem. And then there was a 5K in Spearfish that I wanted to run with my sister. And not knowing anything about 5Ks or being conditioning for one, I went out and I just kicked it right off the line, and I ran fast. I kept up with the front people, and I kept that pace for 2.5 miles and then to 3.1 miles, and I messed my ankle all up. I was just totally wore out, and I spent the next week and a half limping. And April says, "Jess, I think your problem is your shoes." And so I went into the runner shop and I got some new shoes. And Dennis there said, "So, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm running a mile for time." And so I told him what I was doing, and he says, "That sounds like a really good way to hurt yourself." And he says, "Here's what you need to do." He says, "You need to take a half an hour every day, and whatever you can do to come up with a half an hour," and he says, "I just want you to run." And so the next day, I was too hurting to run, and so I started riding my bike because it didn't put pressure on my ankle. And so I spent a whole week riding my bike and getting conditioned back up to running again. And so then I set out on this new goal, this new challenge of running a long distance, and I hadn't done that. The furthest I'd run was 2 miles, and mostly just mile and a half. And so anyway, I went out and I made it 1.6 miles the first day. And the next day I really pushed myself, and I ran 3.2, which is 4 laps around my neighborhood out here. And so then I've been doing that ever since then. I don't remember what day it was. It was probably somewhere around day 70 that I was able to do this. And so, well, probably day 76. And so I've been running this 3.2. And then about a week ago, I wanted to go further than I'd ever gone, so I ran 4 miles, and that was the furthest that I had ever run in my whole life. And so anyway, I think that was a Saturday or a Friday, and then Sunday came along, and it was day 85, and I thought, at some point you're going to have to try for your goal. And I thought, boy, it'd sure be just nice to just run this 3.2 at a moderate pace and just keep going with my challenge and finish it, and that'll be alright. You know, 6:02 was a good time, you know, and it gives me something to work towards. And I thought, you know what, you've come too far to just settle for 6:02. So I walked down to the end of my cul-de-sac down here, and I've got my half-mile point established up at the other end of the road, and I ran as fast as I could. And I ran a quarter mile in 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is speedy for me. And anyway, I got down to the halfway point, turned around, come back. I get to the 3/4 mile point, and I am just hauling. And my lungs are on fire, my legs are on fire, my heart's coming out of my chest, and I ran as fast as I could all the way down to the finish line and hit my stopwatch. And I was going so fast and I was so tired that I ran clean off the end of the cul-de-sac into the grass, could hardly slow down, and I staggered back and I laid down on the pavement, and I had my jacket wadded up and I rested my head on that, and I probably laid there for 2 minutes. Hardly, I mean, I couldn't move. I was just like welded to the pavement and just huffing and puffing. And I pull up my stopwatch and it says 5 minutes and 46 seconds and 32 hundredths. And I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. 33 hundredths from hitting my goal. And as I'm laying there, now I'm thinking, wait a minute. You got at least 2 seconds of turnaround time at the half-mile point. So my stopwatch didn't say 5:45, but I actually ran that mile in about 5:44. So I'm calling this challenge a success. I hit my goal. I'm not sure if I'll ever set another goal of running for time on a mile. Went into it kind of naive, thinking, well, it can't be that hard. But it's pretty hard once you get down into the faster the minutes. It's not so bad on the initial, but there's only so much you can whittle away once you get to a certain point. And so anyway, I coasted out the next 4 days just running, you know, 3.2, no big deal, kind of taking it easy, maybe 28 minutes or so, 29 minutes. And then it came to today, day 90, and I thought, I got to do something spectacular, and I definitely wasn't going to try for breaking my 5:46 registered time. I'm not. My bravery badge won't stay on my shirt for that one, not after just a week ago. And so I thought, you know what? I'd like to run a 10K, because that's twice as far as I've ever run before, pretty much. And so this morning I woke up and I was doing my stretches and my phone rings, and my dad tells me I got to be in town by 8, and it was 7, and I was like, oh shoot, it gives me 45 minutes to run. I can't run a 10K in 45 minutes. And so I went out and I ran 5 laps around the neighborhood, gave me 4 miles. And I figured, well, I guess that's where we're going to be at for the challenge. And then I thought, well shoot, it's going to be a nice day today. I bet after work I could run some more. And so I got off work, got done, and didn't eat supper, just put on my running shoes and my nylon pants, not necessarily in that order, and I went out and I just started making laps. And I had to run 8 laps to make a 10K. And I did that tonight. I ran a 10K after running 4 miles this morning. And not only did I just run the 10K, I also ran a little bit more, so it made it a full 10.5 miles for today. And so that's where I'm at, day 90. Ran 10.5 miles in the day and a 6.5 on a continuous. That's the furthest I've ever run, and I did it in 58 minutes. So that was pretty cool. So just to recap this challenge, since September 2nd, I've run 113 miles. I've biked 20 miles, and a couple days when it was cold, I ran my stairs in the house, and I did that 2 different days for 5,100 steps run. And I tell you, when I started this challenge, sorry, I'm shivering, it's a little cold out here. When I started this challenge, I had, like difficulty breathing. It felt like somebody was standing on my chest all the time. Now I'm fairly fit, but anytime I'd be doing anything strenuous, my heart would just pound in my chest. And I thought, Tom's right. You really need to take a fitness challenge and get your body back up to a condition where it should be. And I started this challenge at 140 pounds, and I had went down to 137 pounds from 145 when I started Visalis. And let me tell you, it'll take the weight off you quick. And I didn't think I had anything on me to lose. And so anyway, I started this 90 days ago at 140 pounds, and I am consistently running on the scale 145 pounds now. And so that's pretty amazing. I put 5 pounds of muscles just in my legs in 90 days. And I tell you, my lung capacity is amazing. I find myself just taking shallow breaths, half as many per minute as I ever used to, just when I'm just driving or hanging around, just doing whatever. And now it takes me to I gotta be running somewhere around the 6:30 pace before I can even get my heart to where I can feel it in my chest. I can do these this laps that I've been doing around the neighborhood, and I can't even feel my heart beating in my chest when I'm holding my hand against my chest. And before, even a moderate mile on day 1 through 7 it got my heart rate up, and I was in the beginning running them at about an 8:30, and now I can run 8:30s and I don't even hardly sweat anymore. And so it's just amazing what you can do with yourself in 90 days. And so anyway, I just went through all my Facebook posts so I could get all my stats here, and it was neat to read through all of those. And I actually went and I printed them all out, so I have 30 pages of my Facebook posts all in a little book, all just neatly, so you can just go through and read them if you want. And that's been pretty neat. So the 90-day challenge is awesome. Going public with it is awesome, and doing a little write-up journal every day of what you did is really amazing. And just to look back at, I was looking back, and 45 degrees I was posting was cold. And the other day I ran, it was 19 degrees. And when it was 25, I thought, well, shoot, this is pretty nice out. And when it was 35, I was like hardly even needing my coat, And it's interesting how your perception changes as you go deeper and deeper into a fitness challenge. So, well, anyway, tomorrow morning is going to be day number 1 of my 4th Body by Vi challenge, and it's going to be really cool because this one's been really cool. So I just thank thank my Heavenly Father. He's blessed me with the ability to be active, and I praise Him for that. I thank ViSalus for having these products and putting this challenge together. And thanks Tom Crow for giving me a kick in the butt and to get motivated and get going. And you know, my mom, my dad, my sister April, and brother Ben. I ran 5Ks with both of my brother and sister. It was really great on this challenge. I'm looking forward to more organized running events. It's going to be cool in the upcoming year here. So stay tuned for my next 90-day challenge posts and videos and pictures. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. New ViSalus timeline app for Facebook. It's like made for me, so I'm pretty excited about that too. So anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. It's been a fairly long video. If you've hung in there this far, thanks for watching. So this is Jesse Herman, Piedmont, South Dakota, end of a 90-day challenge. See you later. Blessings to you.